Okay, any other observation? Our party, former national secretaries of our great party, my colleagues, members of the National Working Committee, party elders and members of caucuses of the two chambers, the chairman of various state chapters of our party, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, peace be upon you all. I would like to begin by thanking God the Almighty for sparing our lives to be part of this first National Executive Council meeting of our great party under my chairmanship. I would like to warmly welcome the leader of our great party, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shatima, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Fabio, and the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, the Deputy Senate President, and the Deputy Speaker, distinguished Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Honorable Benjamin Buhari, respectively. The same vein, I would like to respectfully welcome all our progressive governors and their deputies under the leadership of Governor Hope Ozodinma, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, and all National Executive Council members in attendance, duly recognized and acknowledged earlier on my list of protocol. Your Excellencies, it has been a year and a half since I stood before you to accept the honor and responsibility bestowed on me and my colleagues to lead this great party, the All Progressive Congress. Though the journey, I must admit, has been very challenging to us as a ruling party in view of the big task we have at hand and the expectation for the Nigerians. However, we can sufficiently submit that we have collectively risen to the occasion and challenges. Your Excellencies, in order to have a full-fledged National Working Committee and in line with the directives of the National Executive Committee NEC, to complete the process of filling in vacancies in the National Working Committee, the party, after wide consultations with stakeholders across the zones, endorsed and ratified the following persons and members of our National Working Committee. They are as follows. 1. Honorable Ali Bukar Dalori, Deputy National Chairman, North. 2. Professor Abdul Karim Abubakar Khan, SAN, National Legal Advisor. 3. Honorable Donatus Mwampa, National Welfare Secretary. 4. Mrs. Mary Alile Adele, PhD, National Women Leader. 5. Honorable Durosimi Eseko, Deputy National Publicity Secretary. And 6. Honorable Dr. Garba Mohammed, Deputy National Vice Chairman, Northwest. Your Excellency, in our effort to further build on the fortunes of the party, provide access and visibility to the leadership, the National Working Committee at its first meetings resolved to be having regular weekly meetings. This initiative has opened our doors to consistent engagement and interaction with various support groups, state chapters, local and international groups, party members, diaspora, envoys, and many others. Excellencies, no fewer than 10 ambassadors and heads of missions have so far visited and expressed readiness to partner with the party. We received at our headquarters the British High Commissioner, the European Union Ambassador, Ghanaian High Commissioner, Jamaican High Commissioner, Cuban Ambassador, Vietnamese Ambassador, North Korean and Venezuelan ambassadors, among others. Follow-up to this engagement, And as part of strategic strengthening inter-party bilateral relations, we participated in the different fora on the continent, discussing issues of political ideology, party politics, visions and missions of various political parties. For instance, the women wing of our party, the youth wing, persons with disabilities of the party have attended quite a number of local and international conferences, and also organized a number of national and international seminars and workshops related to women and youth empowerment and entrepreneurship, climate change, and other activities that will further enhance and build entrepreneurial skills. Off-cycle elections. Your Excellencies, in fulfillment of our promise of taking the party to the grassroots, the National Working Committee introduced a new people-centered approach to campaign administration. Instead of the usual practice of inaugurating national campaign governorship councils for states in Abuja, the campaign councils are inaugurated in the affected states to allow for more and greater participation by party members and other stakeholders in their respective states. This innovation has helped engage the right people, organize and manage campaigns in their states for effective delivery before and during the election. Your Excellencies, as you are aware, we won governorship elections in Imo, Kogi, Edo, and Ondo, but unfortunately lost in Wells State. The details of the election results are contained in your folder. Your Excellency, our focus is now on Anambra and the Ocean States. And in compliance with the timetable released by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the party has already begun preparations in earnest for the conduct of the primary elections in Anambra, scheduled for April 5th, 2025. Details of the scheduled activities is also provided in a folder. Reconciliation. Your Excellency, we have also embarked on massive reconciliation of agreed party members, and this move is gradually yielding desired positive results of the party. Through dialogue, we have initiated high-level discussions among party leaders and other stakeholders with a view to resolve lingering differences between our members. The conflict. Yes. Membership drive. Another promise we are fulfilling is the empowerment of membership base of our party. Today, we have in our fold the former Senate President, Anyim Parasanyim, who led prominent politicians from other political parties to join us, notably among them former Labour Party governorship candidate in Imo State, Edwin Wekogu, Senator Obinna Ogba, Senator Uche Ikwenyepe from Anambra State, and thousands of their supporters. The APC has also received former Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko, former Kaduna State Governor Ramadan Nyaro, former Edo State Deputy Governor Philus Shaibu, a two-term senator representing Edo House and former clerk of the National Assembly, Senator Matthew Onogilde, and Senator Haliru Dauda Jika. Excellencies, in the same vein, the NPP has also lost some of its former National Working Committee members to APC. Professor Rufai Alakali, former NNPP national chairman, led another prominent leaders and members such as Senator Suleiman Hui, former National Organizing Secretary, Professor Ben Mwe, former National Legal Advisor, Dr. Isa Shika, Chairman and the immediate past Secretary of the NNPP Northwest, Mikai Takwat, Kaduna senatorial candidate, and thousands of their supporters to join us. Other notable decampees, Senator Sheikh Usani, who represented Kaduna Central in the Senate, and Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi, the only NNPP member, House of Representatives, Bolong Federal Constituency in Jigawa State. Also from Katsina State, we have the former Governor of Katsina State, His Excellency Ibrahim Shehu Shima. We have a detailed list. House of Representatives, 12 members, they come to our party. While senators, we have 4 who they came to our party. And we are expecting mass decamping from Kano State. Your Excellency, another opposition leader we attracted to APC is the late Senator Efen Yumba, the lawmaker representing Anambra South Senatorial District. May his soul rest in peace. Most recently, Senator Ned Moko, representing Delta North, also joined the party. A comprehensive list of members of the National Assembly who joined our party is also in my folder. E-registration. Your Excellencies, we have commenced the process of conducting a more credible and electronically driven membership registration of our members. In order to have a comprehensive and up-to-date database of our members, their geographical spread and demographic character is being considered. In fulfillment of these objectives, on June 5th, 2024, we conducted a train-the-trainer workshop here in Abuja, in which 3 persons from each senatorial district from the 36 states and the FCT actively participated. The initiative would enable us to leverage on technology to enhance our internal processes and maintain its position as a leading political force in the country. Also, Your Excellencies, a consultancy agreement has been signed for the formal engagement of PEMFED Global Limited on this great exercise. The event was witnessed by some members of the Progressive Governors Forum, led by the chairman, Senator Hof Uzodinma of Imo State, and some members of the APC Chairman Forum, led by the leader, Honorable Colonius Oyefola Ojelebi, and the party Secretariat. The Progressive Institute. Your Excellencies, our decision to establish an independent, self-sustaining global standard institute, which will serve as a official think tank and intellectual resource center of our party, will indeed facilitate the training of party members, promote the ideal of good governance, as well as institutionalize a progressive ideology, gave birth to the Progressive Institute. I'm happy to say that after a thorough and rigorous process of registration with all relevant agencies, ranging from the Federal Minister of Education, Federal Minister of Justice, the National Board of Technical Education, and the Corporate Affairs Commission, the institute is now duly registered and recognized as a training institute by these agencies. Your Excellencies, in order to enhance this noble objective, already the party has secured and fully furnished a rented apartment, the Secretariat for the Institute. And we have carefully appointed a highly qualified Director General and 6 other top management staff from the 6 geopolitical zones. Also, in the Abuja Continental Hotel, we were privileged the Vice President, on behalf of Mr. President, who gradually unveiled the Institute, while the Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Hof Izodima, delivered the inaugural lecture. Excellencies, barely in less than 6 months, the Institute has organized an elaborate 3-day national conference on vocational skills acquisition and entrepreneurship and the challenges of development in Nigeria. This is part of its contribution to government policy efforts in shaping future of vocational skills acquisition in Nigeria and implementing the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. A comprehensive report and blueprint of the outcome of the conference will be presented to Mr. President, and we hope that the government will find it useful. On this note, Mr. President, I would like to appreciate the governors of Imo, Katsina, Niger, and Jigawa who have offered to patronize the Institute for the training of the newly elected local government chairman in their respective states. And hope that such patronage will be extended to the Institute by other progressive governors for the training, research purposes, as well as other consultancy services being offered. And not forget to appreciate Senator Ayali, who contributed immensely to the takeoff of this institute. Intra-party coordination. Furthermore, it is pertinent for me to mention here that in order to ensure proper inclusive coordination between the party and stakeholders at the state and zonal levels, we initiated zonal coordinators among governors in respect of each of the geopolitical zones. This is to ensure a close working relationship with the party national vice chairman and other zonal officers on important matters that have to do with the party, including reconciliations, zonal meetings, among others. The coordinating governors are as follows: His Excellency Governor Hope Ozodimma is the leader, the coordinator of the Southeast Geopolitical Zone. His Excellency Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is the coordinator of the Southwest Geopolitical Zone. His Excellency Governor Maimala Buni is the coordinator of the Northeast Geopolitical Zone. His Excellency Governor Uba Sani is the coordinator of Northwest Geopolitical Zone. His Excellency Governor Basi Otu is the coordinator of South Geopolitical Zone. And His Excellency Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak is the coordinator of North Central Geopolitical Zone. Legal liabilities. I emphasize legal liabilities. Your Excellencies, the current National Working Committee inherited debts and legal liabilities to the total tune of 8,987,874,663 naira from all the cases outlined above, ranging from legal engagements during pre-election matters election cases, and appeals for legislative, governorship, and presidential elections. Details are also contained in the document report from the Office of the National Legal Advisor in your folder. While the National Legal Advisor has been making frantic efforts towards reducing the debt burden through dialogue and other alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, however, we still passionately appeal to the National Executive Committee to intervene accordingly. It is important to note that some of our accounts are still garnished. Request for a new National Secretariat building. Your Excellency, our leader, you can note that we are now holding this meeting in a temporary shed, if I can call it that way, makeshift. Your Excellencies, also as part of our commitment to secure and own a national secretariat complex befitting of our ruling party, anyone that will conveniently accommodate our national officers, the newly established, the Progressive Institute, as well as the 3 wings of the party, we have formally applied for a land at Federal Capital Territory Administration that will drive this project. May I therefore appeal to the kind intervention of Mr. President for this project to materialize. Let me once again applaud the leader of our party, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for initiating laudable programs that would subsequently ensure rapid, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, job creation, food security, and infrastructure development. I believe that the steady drop in the prices of commodities and naira stability will eventually bring about economic stability. And as the security situation continues to improve, particularly in the farming communities, more people would eventually go back to the farm, thereby leading to reduced food prices, increased farming activities, and enhanced food production. I want to sincerely reiterate that Your Excellency's continued support and commitment to the ideals of this party has greatly contributed to its present and viable status. Mr. President, I would also like to specifically acknowledge the support and contributions of your Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, Senate President, the Speaker, the Progressive Governors, Secretary of the Government of the Federation, members of the National Working Committee, party elders, and all key stakeholders for their dedication, diligence, and strategic role in the development of our great party. Your Excellencies, despite this support and remarkable accomplishments, the party still needs your further interventions and encouragement. We must work hard, particularly during the trying period, to make sure that the lofty ideals for which our party stands are met. We must renew our commitment and dedication to the party in line with the President's renewed hope agenda to serve the people of Nigeria. Your Excellency, Mr. President, the APC is one big united family. There exists a cordial working relationship between our party, the leadership and members at the National Assembly, the Progressive Governors Forum, the state chapters of the party, and the National Working Committee. While this leadership continues to work stronger, the opposition parties are virtually confused, visibly polarized, and in total disarray. Excellencies, on behalf of the National Working Committee, I want to thank and sincerely appreciate your progressive governors, our progressive governors, for their consistent solidarity, guidance, moral and financial support to the party. This has no doubt contributed immensely in keeping the party alive. I want to passionately call on our party members and indeed Nigerians in general to remain patient and continue to support this administration in the spirit of our nation enduring struggle to foster nation building, social cohesion, and unity in diversity, while maintaining peace and stability, ensuring accountability, transparency, and economic prosperity. I thank Mr. President and all our leaders for their support and confidence in our ability to pilot the affairs of our great party. Long live the APC and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
I bring you greetings and to salute you all our distinguished members of National Executive Committee for finding time to attend this very important meeting. I want to congratulate all of us arising from the victory of the presidential election that brought victory to All Progressive Congress and the swearing-in ceremony of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces. Your Excellencies, we of the Progressive Governors will continue to pledge our commitment and support to the overall growth and development of our great party, to support all the organs of government, both with tangible and intangible supports, to ensure that our party will continue to grow from strength to strength. I want to acknowledge the support from members of Progressive Governors Forum to the party, as well as other critical stakeholders, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, and other political appointees. Indeed, I must also commend the former members of Progressive Governors Forum, my immediate predecessor, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Abuja, for all the support. I want to encourage our leaders to understand that what we have in our hands is trust from Nigerians. They trusted us and they voted for us. Therefore, we should continue to celebrate and pray to Almighty God to ensure that their expectations are not disappointed. On that note, I want to encourage you, because if you don't say you are, nobody will say you are. All over the world, nations are challenged. There is war in Ukraine, there is war in Russia, there is war in Israel and Gaza. There are global factors that have made life so challenging and difficult all over the world. And this can be classified into external and internal factors. But every country has fastened their seatbelts to look for inward solutions, homegrown solutions. In Nigeria, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, since he assumed office May 29, 2023, was able to take the bull by the horn. He did so many things that were seen to be impossible. He made them possible. I recall that the leadership of National Assembly made provision for subsidy intervention for petroleum products up to June 2023, meaning that by May 29th, there will be no money anywhere to pay for subsidy. The President, on assumption of office, decided to recalibrate the entire dynamics and introduced the sustainable part of growth. Introduced the removal of fuel subsidy, a decisive step that eliminated the entrenched oil cartel. It stabilized the supply and redirected the funds towards critical sectors. He unified the foreign exchange rate. That unification, of course, came with some initial challenges, but we are living witnesses to the fact that the hardship are now gradually going down. And more money made available for critical infrastructure and energy development. I want to thank our party members who took all the blames at the beginning of all the various reform policies of Mr. President. Cost of living is high, yes. Food is expensive, yes. Hunger is in town, yes. But we need a permanent solution. The president came in like he made a promise. The production of crude oil, the only source of foreign exchange, that went down below 700,000 barrels a day. As I speak, is very close to 1.8 million barrels a day. And if the current war on crude oil theft is sustained, our target is that it will get up to 2.5 million barrels a day. Foreign direct investment has become, and the key sectors of the economy have started breathing oxygen concern. Are we talking of our students who hitherto were not able to afford quality education? The student loan scheme was signed into law by Mr. President, that those now who wants to study, no matter where, will have the opportunity to access the course of quality education. All over the world, the new world order is digital economy. The world has moved to the creation of digital economy. So digital and creative enterprise programs that have been designed by this administration has empowered a lot of our young boys and girls with the various digital skills, courtesy of the Renewed Hope agenda. Labor welfare. It was like heaven will lose. Kind of. When subsidy was removed, Mr. President, in his wisdom, increased the minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira as a way of managing the workers' welfare. We have, through various economic interventions and investments, new job opportunities that are created by the various programs of the Renewed Hope agenda. National security has improved. The fight against insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, all manners of criminalities. Our military faced it head on, funded properly by Mr. President. Most of the countries now, people can go about their businesses without fear of being arrested. Are getting to economic stability, and we can see the prospects of the future growing day by day. The renewed hope for a prosperous Nigeria, arising from President Tinubu's policies, are laying the foundation for economic growth, national unity, and a brighter future for all Nigerians. It is therefore my humble pleasure to move a motion of implicit confidence on Mr. President for his courage, for his commitment, patriotism, performance, despite all challenges. I would therefore crave the indulgence of the National Executive Committee of our great party to agree with me that when a good dancer is on the stage, it is ovation that will make him to dance the more. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, National Chairman of our great party and members of our National Working Committee, great members of Nigerian Progressive Governors Forum, distinguished members of NEC. My name is Senator Hope Uzodinma, the Governor of Imo State. Satisfied with the manifest and laudable achievements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in less than 2 years in office, and are aware that these achievements, which include but are not limited to the following: his economic reforms, his foreign exchange management strategy, increased revenue to both the national and state governments. The administration has raised government revenue to nearly 2 trillion. Every 6 months, the revenue continues to increase. The state governments now receive 3 times more from the Federation Account Allocation Committee than before to provide better infrastructure and also invest in energy development. The infrastructure revolution, as can be seen from the coastal routes that will boost trade, boost tourism, boost job creation, particularly along the coastal lines, and encourage food security. In social welfare and empowerment, in digital and creative enterprise, in skill-up artisans, in equipping thousands of artisans with technical skills to enhance productivity and economic participation. In national security, the counter-terrorism efforts, our armed forces have recorded major successes in combating insecurity, particularly insurgency in the north and banditry in the south. We are looking forward for economic stability and growth, a more resilient economy despite global challenges. Nigeria's economy is stabilizing with stronger fundamentals, increase in non-oil revenue. It is important for NEC to note that despite the epilepsy in the oil sector, the economy is able to move relying on non-oil revenue. A case that is unprecedented and that has never happened before. So the renewed hope for a prosperous Nigeria, President Tinubu's policies are laying the foundation for sustained economic growth, and a brighter future for all Nigerians. Be it moved that this august body do pass a vote of absolute confidence on the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I so move.
Today, as we speak, I believe, to your credit, Your Excellency, those who have appointed to manage the CBN, they have shown that that spike was meant to give a signal that ultimately it will continue to come down. That has not happened before. Once the foreign exchange goes up, Nigeria has no history of the currency appreciating again. Today, as I speak, I believe it is now 1,500. I would like to be sure whether you are monitoring the market. So it is going down every day, and unless you are very correct, and if you are not doing a bookie, you won't know what it is. I want to find out how you do it. So it shows that under your leadership, the true logic of market, up and down, is prevailing, not downward trade continuously and endlessly. That has been my hope. And for Nigerians who were worried about a country in which, if you are connected with the president or connected with the governor of central bank, he allocates to you 50 million naira, you can become 30 million naira rich within 24 hours. That rent that prepared the dual market, God has given you the courage to wipe it off. There is now a relationship between effort and reward. As a worker, sir, that is the basis for encouraging everyone that if you work, you will earn. Connection will no longer be the basis for wealth or for poverty. Number two, as I listened to my brother, my comrade, Gary yesterday, narrating what has changed in Zamfara. When I spoke on the Senate, that was the place I was referring to. When I spoke to his predecessor about the danger we're facing here. Under your leadership, there's a testimony. I am not a pastor, I'm a Catholic. We don't do testimonies, but we do confession to our priests. I think that was very fitting and courageous of him to say that yes, we haven't wiped out all insecurity, but a lot has changed, and a lot is changing under your command, as Commander-in-Chief. And I can speak to several other things. I am able to go to my constituency and say the worst is over. It is not endless price increase. What you pay for price and for rice in December is much better now, just 2 months later. If things continue to go down, Mr. President, Nigerians will beg you, there will be 2 million man march that as what you must stay. Extension is in our own national interest. So I rise to support this motion and urge us that we are also the ambassadors of the party. We are all spokesmen of the party. We must market what we do. The opposition's business is to demarket the ruling party. That's a legitimate business. I did it before. And Mr. President, we did it before. So, now, God has done it. We have to promote what we are doing right and remind them what they did wrong. We remind them that yes, power is not completely stable. You are working on it. You are working on the taxation system. Because the basic lessons in leadership is that don't say this is how I met it, this is how I left it. Which is why your reform proposals on taxation as against the whole country, even those who are not within the tax bracket. Any leader can take decisions that can challenge the citizens to think, to debate, I believe in contestation, and eventually to arrive at a consensus. That is not a leader. And I think nobody said it better than the vice president when he said, if you want to be popular, go and be selling ice cream. That goes to your record, sir. And ice cream people will be stoned when diabetes starts because of too much sugar that you have been giving people. But a mixture is what keeps life going. So, on behalf of myself, as a former chairman of this party, a former governor of Edo State, now a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, and chairman of the Interior, country of the October Senate President, I rise to endorse the motion as known by Governor Bo. And I invite members of the young group, or not the elders of elders. I invite my colleague members of the National Working Committee to endorse this motion wholeheartedly and to commend APC governors who, while Governor Hope talked about 70,000, Lagos is paying 85,000. Many APC governors have decided to pay more, which used to be the case when I was NSC president. So the governors are also making you proud. Even Ekiti, no, Odo.
Yes, it's politics. We still have
I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing anything.
let the next find a way to celebrate our progressive ideology. I'm on that path. And I promise you, governors, legislators, that we will continue on that progressive path. And sustenance of a great nation. While the rest of the world, the economics unraveling here and there, both in Europe and America, we are seeing growth. We are seeing gradual return to prosperity. It is our feeling. For us, I better now thank the National Assembly for expeditiously taking account of the budget. The estimated I think the Minister of Economic Planning is here. Another promise I'm also committing myself to is to work with the National Chairman today and to the future. To find a relevant this crappy place is getting too small for us. And we need, I agree with you, we need space education. But you know, Abuja better than Abuja. And you can work with Bigwigs and let me know where you make my attention. The National Working Committee is doing a very good job. And I'm just happy with them. And I feel that you should be happy with them too. A little conflict in various states. Let's set up any committee of science to look into lingering problems in some states. I appeal to these party leaders in various states to please be calm, be collaborative. You can only build that party on a progressive platform to give to Nigeria. I am here before you, pledging to continue on to be a greater group, which have given me credit this afternoon. I am very, very happy. And I promise not to let all of you down and to be your consequences. Thank you very much.
Sorry.